Hello, this is your Commodore, Ted Coles here, with another Star Trek Lower Decks review. This one will be Season 1, Episode 4, Moist Vessel. Yes, the title sounds weird, but overall, a very solid episode. We start off with our classic stinger, but this time, it actually has something to do with the story.
The Cerritos is working alongside the USS Merced in the relocation of an ancient generation ship, which due to some unknown calamity, never reached its destination.
So we see a senior staff meeting talking about this generational ship and this goo it contains, which is basically a liquefied version of the Genesis device.
Most precious cargo, mysterious containers of molecular fluid which generates life from inorganic material. We suspect they plan to use it on a dead planet to create a habitable environment.
They're discussing on how to bring this to the starbase, so they have the USS Merced, captained by a Tellarite.
The Merced is here to ensure the generation ship is preserved during transportation, and I want everyone to give them full support.
Mariner be the one that is delivering the briefings to the senior officers, and she's yawning and she looks like she's tired and bored and showing complete disrespect to not only her own staff but to the captain of the other vessel.
Owing it will be a delicate procedure. Even the slightest flux in tractor beam stabilization could damage.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. It is just so much information. I don't know how you guys aren't yawning.
So we have our intro, and this whole episode is her mother, who is the captain, trying to figure out how to get rid of her.
Well, we could reassign her to all the nastiest jobs on the ship. And that way, transferring her would be her idea, not mine.
So they do that, and they give her some of the worst jobs ever, like turbolift relubing and removing the biofilters in the holodecks and removing carbon.
Anyway, let's see what I got assigned. Turbolift lubing, holodeck waste removal, and scraping carbon off the carbon filter.
Ooh, those are the worst jobs on the ship. Scraping carbon off of slightly harder carbon. That's Klingon prison stuff.
But yet, she finds a way to enjoy it.
Hey, buddy, do you want to make this interesting?
How? Like bet on who can finish their piece first?
Yeah.
All right, sure, why not?
Yeah, I'll get on that.
So that pisses her off even more.
Having a great time.
What?
She's finding little ways to inject joy into otherwise horrible tasks.
Then give her worse jobs.
I've got her emptying out of the holodecks filter.
So they try to figure out how can we really piss her off. And the idea is to promote her.
You're one of us now. I guess you're making fun of yourself.
What? No.
Ensign Beckett Mariner?
No.
I am pleased to grant you a promotion.
No.
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
But they also changed the visions from command to, I believe, operation. People might say, why was she given a yellow uniform instead of a captain of command? Easy. You can move around someone in operations a lot more, have them do a lot more stuff. And she's going to these pointless meetings.
All right, meeting started. We need to choose new conference room chairs. A beige chair with a leather strip right down the middle.
Hey! We all agreed that a strip of leather is too ostentatious.
Doing concerts.
Welcome Lieutenant Winger Bingston Jr. in his one-man show, the United Federation of Characters.
Oh, hello. Didn't see you beam in there.
Playing a poker game where they all end up folding.
She folds. You all fold. Every time you all fold, you fold.
Don't tell me what to do. I'm gonna fold.
It's all of stereotypes of Star Trek Next Generation. While this happens, Boimler, who was cleaning the conference room, because that was his task given.
Lieutenant!
Looking forward to serving with you for a long, long time.
Good job, Mariner. Well done.
No, this is real! This is real!
So he figures out, okay, to get promoted, I gotta be bad.
So, they like when you break rules, huh?
And his big bad idea is to spill coffee on First Officer Ransom. And he spills it in not the most pleasant area for a guy.
Are you out of your mind?
While this is happening, you have Tindy observing an ascension, just like the Q or the Traveler, like Rutherford said.
I'm about to go watch an ascension.
What? That's amazing. What's an ascension?
Some people who master the art of alien meditation can achieve inner peace. Then they transcend the physical realm and become a being of pure energy. Isn't that cool?
Oh, like a cue. you, or the Traveler.
and she screws it up.
Is he ascending? Wait, really? No. Oh.
You see a bit of an editing error with sand in the food replica before she orders it.
It's gonna be totally fine. Just keep ascending. Computer, colorful sand, room temperature.
And he's just pissed off at her. He hates her. So she's trying her best to get him ascended.
You don't get to be the hero here because you are the villain.
Just center yourself for 5 minutes, please.
And he confesses to her that it was a joke. I never thought I was going to ascend.
Since we're gonna die here, I'll just tell you, I was never going to ascend. I was faking.
What? Why?
It's hard to stand out in Starfleet. This gave me an edge. It was my thing.
And while that's going on, we still have the mission of taking the generational ship with the Genesis goo to the starbase. But because the Tellarite is a Tellarite, he gets, let's say, he feels insecure. And he feels like this is his mission. He should be the best, proudest. So his pride blinds him to getting the job done. And he ends up ruining the ship and spewing the goo all over the place.
The protection of this artifact is my duty. Mine! Carbonized particle cloud erupting from the generation ship. Terraforming motion has engulfed our hull. It's transformed.
His ship, total write-off. But on the Cerritos, it took Mariner and her mother working together to figure out the solution. And we have a good mother-daughter moment.
Need Parazine gas. Flood the ship, then trigger a reversion with radiation from the main deflector. Unless you think we should use a pointier rock.
No, that's exactly what I was going to suggest. I'm just impressed. You read my mission brief.
And also, at that time, he ascends. And it's probably one of the funniest things you see. Why is it burning me?
Oh, okay, wow. Oh, that actually burns. Is this supposed to be happening?
Oh, it burns. You're smoking?
It burns! Ow! No, I don't want to ascend! No! Ah!
It's a smiling a smile. Why is the koala smiling?
Ah! I see him rambling again! The universe is balanced on the back of a giant koala! Why is he smiling? What does he know? The secret of life is...
So that's what happens. And they save the day. They save the crew of the Merced. And it's all back. Looks like Mariner learned something. So an admiral comes in and she's yawning and making a fool of herself again.
Maybe you need to adjust your sensors. Would you just stop?
I have never been shown such disrespect. Is she yawning?
Like, okay, one thing is not liking to be there. The other thing is showing some goddamn respect. Like, okay, if you want to explore the galaxy, why don't you go on a merchant vessel? Or just explore it on your own. Why are you in Starfleet if you're that disrespectful to people in command? So she gets bumped down to ensign in her own, back to the command program. And it all wraps up. You see a little bit of a end stinger with Talia and Rutherford. And she's like, who else doesn't like me? And she's like wrenching on his arm. And
I'm gonna get that macaroni and cheese with the bread top.
it's quite funny how it ends. Overall, I definitely give this one another 7 out of 10. Just like the last one. Because if you took away the jokes, you got a TNG episode right there. So for your Commodore, Ty Coles, live long and prosper. Hailing frequencies closed. Thank you for watching Commodore Ty and enjoying this video. I hope you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, check out one of my other videos. And if you're feeling generous, why not a donation to my PayPal? Live long and prosper. Hailing frequencies closed.